Alright, well, it's another night here and the frame rails are straightened up, so I'll continue with cutting off the fenders. Granted, this fender is basically good, but being that I couldn't find locally this fender or any of the other pieces or anything, I think it's just going to be easier to start over. So that's what we're going to do, get to cutting here. Alright, well, I got this trailer stripped off now, and there's basically not a whole lot of things left on it anymore. It's pretty much just the frame and the axles. And so the first step, I did take some measurements off of this fender, and I just kind of wrote them here, you know, how far it was off the ground, how far it was off the tires, where the reflectors were, stuff like that, so that I basically have a reference here. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some measurements off of this piece of crap and see if I can get, I need basically how far from basically the transoms, like right here in the back of the bunks, virtually all the way to the front and the bow eye right here. So I need to know how far that distance is, so basically I can know how much I have to cut this trailer, because I'm gonna have to section out a piece of this trailer right here. So that's what we're gonna do here. See if I can run a tape measure. It's kind of weird measuring a boat because nothing's really straight, everything's got angles on it, but we're gonna do our best here. I measured my boat trailer here, and I got 197 inches right here from the trailer back basically to the bow eye, way up front there. So now I'm doing basically the same measurement, you know, plus or minus an inch. So there's the back of the trailer, and we'll come up here to the bow eye, and we're looking at about 213, 214, somewhere in that range ish. Probably about 210. All right, so here's my extremely rough math. There's 212, we're gonna call it, for the length of the yellow trailer. 197 is the length of the red trailer, so the difference is 15 inches right here. And then I'm gonna take out 2 more inches because I want the ass of the boat basically to extend out over the edge a little bit, and so then it won't be too long is really what I don't want it to be. It can be a little bit short, but it can't be too long. So I'm gonna take that out so the boat will hang off, you know, an inch or maybe 2 off the end of here, so the bunks will kind of hang out a little bit. That's a guess. It's all kind of rough math here because it just really doesn't matter that much. But that's what I'm going to go with and start getting figured for where we're going to cut this and how exactly. I went and marked out where I want to cut this trailer now. I took my tape measure basically from the back. I hooked it on the back of that rail right there and measured all the way up here to a nice even 8 foot. And then I scribed a line onto the side of this trailer. And then also I took and did, that was 96 inches. And then I did, what would that be, 113 over to here. And that is the second line that I'm gonna cut. Scribe that, and then I did that, of course, on both sides. Alright, well, we got this sectioned out, took the pieces out here, so now we just have to kind of grind off the ends, make sure it fits really good, see if it actually fits. I don't know if it's like sprung out or not, but we'll try and get it lined up and reattached. Okay, so we have just a piece of the section that we pulled out here, and then I just used some clamps and used that piece to keep everything straight here. And so we beveled the edge there, so that it should hopefully take a decent weld there. So my cuts are not perfect, but they're pretty close. So the top's pretty good. So we'll kind of tack it in a few places and or run a stripe here, and then work on getting the other side in position. Okay, well, these two pieces are both welded. They're not finish welded by any means, but pretty close here. So we're already starting to kind of measure out for bunks. I want to get the bunks wrapped, and then for sure put the 2 middle bunks on so I can kind of measure out and feel out where the little shorty side bunks are going to go. I did get some bunk carpet from a local marine supply place here in town, and they sell it by the foot, so that's awesome. I could get exactly what I needed, and it was actually cheaper than Amazon, so look up your local places in your town. But anyway, we're gonna get those wrapped and get this dressed out here quickly. All right, so we got the bunk cut to the length we want. Here's one of them done right here. So we did a practice run. Now I'm gonna show you how to do it. So basically you just lay out your carpet, and obviously you wanna leave yourself with enough to extend over the end. So go ahead and center it. Then you fold one side over, staple it down the middle, then fold the other one down, staple over both sheets, and then the end we just kind of do like almost like a Christmas present. So we'll get to it here. Get done with this, there's a big tube hanging off here, so you just make this shape, you know, cut it, trim it all the way around, and then let these 2 lines go out straight. And then you take this and fold it back around like this, and then just staple it down right there. Okay, so I screwed on the center bunks and got them positioned. They basically were rightish, and so anyway, I went and actually transferred the boat onto this trailer, and wouldn't you know, those bunks look great. The 2 center bunks look really good. So my bow bow rest was screwed up, so I put this on there, just a coat to make that work. And so anyway, the rest of it is just sitting there. It doesn't have, like right here, it doesn't have a bunk on the outside, it just has the center bunks. But anyway, the moral of this story here is now we're pretty tight. I mean, there's basically, you know, 4 and a little bit of fingers there. And then if you go onto this other side, it's actually quite a bit worse. It's like almost 3, you know, so bad deal there. That's not ideal. So we have to go up. The whole thing has to raise up a little bit. And then the other thing too is it's not really sitting straight like the trailer. Something's tweaked there still, as far as like it's sitting on the trailer okay, but then if you look, like I measured it in relation to the trailer, but the trailer is not sitting level, and the concrete is basically level. But if you look at the lines on the garage door, and then you look at the boat, it isn't sitting straight. You know, it's like there's a fat ass sitting over here, which normally there is, but not tonight. So anyway, that's where I'm like kind of wondering what is going on here. So the one thing that I did see, and we saw this while we were pulling it, basically this spring set here is looking goofy. See how it's like this link, and this center link is supposed to be balanced, and I'll show you an example of it balanced. Now this is the other side, and you can see basically it's balanced and this is higher. So something's goofy there regarding the spring. And then also this thing's got some freaking terrible tires. So we got bad tires here and basically bad tires here, but the only difference is this here's a 195 tire, which this here's a 205 tire. And I understand that that's, you know, a small difference, but it is a difference. So that is screwing it up too. So I'm not sure exactly what my next step will be here, but I'll figure out a game plan.